Most men completely miss this one move, but once you do it, she'll start seeing you as the confident, high-value man she can't ignore. Here's exactly what it is and how to use it starting today. 99% of men don't do this. Women love it, do it now. Stoic life lessons, modern stoic to love and be loved, is to feel the sun from both sides. David Weiss. Core, have you ever wondered what truly connects you to someone on a deeper level? There's a subtle, powerful language in relationships, a way of being, that when fully understood can transform the way you connect with women. By the end of this, you'll know the exact steps to captivate a woman's heart in a way that goes far beyond the surface level. Imagine being able to read her emotions like an open book, knowing exactly how to make her feel seen, valued, and cherished. The best part, you can make this a reality by understanding what most men miss. You'll unlock those hidden vulnerabilities and create deeper, unforgettable connections before we get into the meat of it. Take a second to subscribe, and hit the bell, because these life-changing tips will elevate you beyond the average guy and set you apart as someone unforgettable. Now let's begin with the first secret one. 99% of men react impulsively to stress and emotions. Women love men who can stay calm and collected. One of the most important and yet overlooked qualities in men today is emotional self-control. Statistically, 99% of men react impulsively to stress and emotions. But the truth is, women are drawn to men who can maintain composure, especially in stressful situations. The emotional self-control, a fundamental tenet of Stoic philosophy, isn't about suppressing your emotions. It's about managing them in a way that benefits you and those around you. It's a skill that will not only improve your relationships, but also transform your life in a world where emotions often dictate decisions and reactions. Men who can remain calm and level-headed stand out when emotions run high. Staying in control demonstrates maturity, wisdom, and reliability, qualities that are immensely attractive. Take, for example, a moment of conflict with your partner. She says something that triggers you, and in that split second your anger begins to build. Many men might react immediately, either by raising their voices or snapping back with hurtful remarks, but this often escalates the situation, driving a wedge between you and your partner. On the other hand, a man who practices emotional self-control will take a moment to breathe before responding. He pauses, takes a deep breath, and acknowledges his partner's emotions without letting his own anger take control, by responding thoughtfully and calmly. He not only diffuses the tension, but also demonstrates maturity and self-discipline. This doesn't mean he's suppressing his feelings, it means he's choosing to manage them in a constructive and respectful way. Women appreciate this level of emotional intelligence as it creates a sense of safety and trust. When a man can handle his emotions calmly, he makes his partner feel secure, even in the most challenging circumstances. Imagine you're dining at a restaurant with your partner, and the waiter makes a mistake on your order. The typical reaction for many people would be annoyance or frustration. They might get snippy, raise their voice, or even create a scene, but a stoic man grounded in emotional control would handle the situation calmly. He might offer a reassuring smile, say something like, "No problem, mistakes happen, let's just get it fixed," and carry on with the evening without letting the mistake ruin the mood. His ability to remain composed in the face of a minor inconvenience shows that he is in control of himself, and this ability is highly attractive to women in the real world. Emotional self-control can be practiced in even the smallest interactions. When you're in a high-pressure work meeting and feel the urge to lash out at a colleague, pause before reacting. When you're dealing with a frustrating situation or facing a disagreement with your partner, take a deep breath and allow yourself to respond rather than react. These moments, though seemingly insignificant, will teach you to control your emotions and develop a deeper sense of inner peace and self-respect. By practicing emotional self-control, you're not only improving your relationships, but also cultivating a more powerful Stoic mindset that will serve you in all aspects of life. "He who is brave is free," said Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, emphasizing that emotional strength leads to a life of true freedom. So ask yourself, are you ready to take control of your emotions and transform the way you handle stress? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. How have you managed your emotions in difficult situations, and what impact has it had on your relationships? If you find this valuable, comment below and share it with someone who could benefit. Don't forget to subscribe for more wisdom. Comment too. Remember, I am in control of my emotions and I choose peace. 99% of men are distracted or multitasking. Women love men who give them their undivided attention in the fast-paced, constantly connected world we live in. It's incredibly easy to become distracted or pulled in multiple directions at once, yet one simple yet powerful act that 99% of men often overlook is the art of truly being present in the moment in romantic relationships. This ability to be fully engaged with your partner is not only rare, but it's one of the most attractive qualities a man can possess. Women in particular crave men who give them their undivided attention. They want to feel seen, heard, and valued, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally as well, in a world filled with constant notifications, work demands, an endless stream of distractions. The act of being fully present is both a precious gift and a deeply appealing trait. When you give your partner your full focus, it speaks volumes about your investment in the relationship and your respect for her as an individual. Imagine a simple scenario. You're sitting with your partner and she's sharing something important, maybe about her day, a challenge she's facing, or her feelings. You're sitting there, but instead of making eye contact or responding thoughtfully, you're distracted, glancing at your phone or thinking about something else to her. This doesn't just signal disinterest, it makes her feel that what she's saying isn't important to you. It communicates lack of respect, a failure to truly value the conversation. On the other hand, picture the same situation. But this time you're giving her your full attention, your phone is away, your body language is open, and you're genuinely tuned in to what she's saying. You're making eye contact, leaning in and showing interest with thoughtful responses and questions. This shift in behavior does more than just show that you care. It builds trust and a deeper emotional connection. Your partner feels seen, heard, and emotionally supported. This is what being present truly means, being there not just in body but in mind and spirit as well. In relationships, especially romantic ones, this kind of engagement is incredibly valuable. Women often express how much they appreciate men who are able to focus entirely on them, even in the midst of a busy, chaotic world. It's easy to get caught up in distractions, work, social media, or the constant pull of the digital world. However, when you make the effort to put those distractions aside and be there for your partner, it sends a powerful message. You matter to me, and I am here with you fully. This is the foundation of a strong, lasting emotional bond. For instance, if your partner is talking about a stressful day at work, don't just nod and mutter, "I understand." Instead, listen intently, offer empathy, and engage in the conversation with open-ended questions. Ask her about the details of what happened, how she felt, or what she needs to feel better. This deeper level of engagement doesn't just make her feel valued, it strengthens the emotional connection between you. It tells her that her thoughts and feelings are important to you, and that you are not just physically present, but mentally and emotionally invested in the relationship. The modern world has made it easier than ever to be distracted between our phones, social media, work pressures, and endless to-do lists. It can feel impossible to be truly present in any given moment, but the reality is that making the choice to be present, especially when you're with someone you care about, can set you apart in a way that few other things can. When you prioritize presence, you're telling your partner that she is your focus at that moment, and that the connection you share is worth more than any digital distraction or external pressure. It's the simple act of turning off your phone when you're with her, putting aside work for a moment to focus on her needs, or giving your full attention when she's talking to you. These seemingly small gestures build trust, create deeper emotional intimacy, and make her feel valued. To build the skill of being present, it helps to set aside specific times where you can be fully engaged without the interference of technology or outside distractions. This could mean scheduling date nights where phones are put away, or it could simply involve carving out moments during the day when you can both talk and connect without multitasking. Ask thoughtful, open-ended questions to encourage deep conversation and truly listen to her responses instead of rushing through interactions. Take your time to understand her point of view, validate her emotions, and be there with her in that moment by giving her your full presence. You demonstrate that you care not only about her physical well-being, but also about her emotional and mental state. This emotional availability is often what women crave the most. It's not about grand gestures or flashy acts of affection, but the quiet, consistent, and genuine presence that says, "I'm here with you." Fully practicing being present might take some effort, especially in a world full of distractions, but the payoff is immense. When you show up emotionally and mentally for your partner, you create a deeper bond that no external distraction can break. It's a gift to both yourself and your relationship. Being present means you can truly experience the moments you share, and you allow your partner to feel valued in a way that few other actions can replicate the next time you're with your partner. Try to silence the distractions, make eye contact, and give her your full attention. This simple act could make all the difference in strengthening your connection and making her feel truly appreciated. 99% of men offer solutions when all women need is someone to listen. Women love men who empathize with them. Empathy is often one of the most underrated qualities in a relationship. Many men, when faced with their partner's emotions or problems, feel the need to fix things immediately. However, women often just want to feel understood. They want a partner who can listen to their concerns without immediately trying to solve them. This is where empathy plays a crucial role. Let's take an example. Your partner comes home from work upset because she had a tough day with her boss. Instead of immediately offering solutions like, "We'll just talk to him about it," or "Why don't you just ignore him?" A more empathetic response would be to acknowledge how she's feeling. You could say something like, "That sounds really tough. I'm sorry you had to deal with that. Do you want to talk more about it?" By simply listening and empathizing, you're offering her emotional support without trying to solve her problems. This makes her feel heard and cared for, which strengthens the emotional bond between the two of you women. Value empathy because it shows you understand their emotions and care about their well-being. A simple but powerful practice to show empathy is active listening. When your partner shares something, don't interrupt or immediately offer a solution. Instead, listen carefully and acknowledge her feelings. You could say something like, "I understand how frustrating that must be." This response shows that you're not just hearing her words, but also connecting with her on a deeper emotional level. Empathy doesn't always mean you have to understand every feeling or situation perfectly, but it's about being present and showing that you care enough to try. Women appreciate men who can offer emotional support, not just practical solutions. If you found this valuable, don't forget to like, comment, and share with someone who could benefit from this wisdom. Make sure you're subscribed for more insights on becoming your best self. Comment below to affirm, "I am an empathetic man who listens with care." Let's hear your thoughts and connect in the comments. 99% of men avoid taking responsibility for their actions. Women love men who own their mistakes and grow from them. Accountability is often seen as one of the most attractive qualities in a man. It's a mark of emotional maturity, integrity, and self-awareness. When men take responsibility for their actions, it not only improves their relationships, but also establishes them as reliable, trustworthy, and self-reflective individuals. Women find these traits incredibly appealing as they indicate emotional strength and the ability to grow and evolve as a person in the midst of a relationship. It's natural for conflicts and mistakes to arise, whether it's an argument, a misunderstanding, or a moment where you've hurt your partner. How you handle those situations speaks volumes about your character. One of the biggest mistakes men often make is avoiding responsibility, whether it's blaming the other person, making excuses, or even deflecting blame to external circumstances. This behavior can significantly erode trust and intimacy in a relationship. The power of owning up to your mistakes. Let's take a practical example. Imagine you and your partner are in a heated discussion. During the exchange, you say something that is unintentionally hurtful. You don't mean to upset her, but your words cut deeper than you realize. Now there's a choice in front of you. You can either defend your position, justify your words, or like many men do, shut down entirely to avoid further confrontation, or you can take a more mature, accountable approach, a stoic. The man embodying emotional maturity would recognize his mistake immediately instead of dismissing it or defending himself. He would take ownership of what he said. He would say something like, "I realize what I said was hurtful, and I'm really sorry, that wasn't my intention. I'll make sure to be more mindful of my words moving forward." This response demonstrates humility and emotional intelligence. By acknowledging the impact of his words, he shows that he values the relationship and respects his partner's feelings. By admitting when you've said or done something wrong, you show that you are capable of self-reflection and growth. It's not easy to admit mistakes, especially when emotions are running high, but it's crucial for maintaining a healthy relationship. This kind of accountability builds a foundation of trust because your partner knows you can take responsibility for your actions and won't shy away from difficult conversations. Why women find accountability so attractive? Why do women value accountability so much? First and foremost, it establishes a sense of security in the relationship. When a man takes responsibility for his actions, it signals that he can be trusted. There's no hiding, no avoiding responsibility, and no manipulation. The woman feels that she is with someone who will stand by his actions and isn't afraid to admit when he's wrong. For example, let's say you were late to meet your partner for a special date night. Instead of blaming traffic or saying you lost track of time, a man who practices accountability would admit that he misjudged the timing and apologized for the delay. "I'm really sorry I kept you waiting. I should have planned better," he might say. This admission not only reassures your partner that you are thoughtful and aware, but also builds trust as it shows you respect her time and feelings. Women love men who can face the consequences of their actions rather than trying to avoid them. They want to know that when things go wrong, the man they're with will be able to handle the situation. Maturely, accountability doesn't just strengthen romantic relationships, it strengthens the relationship with yourself. It allows you to become more self-aware, more confident, and more emotionally resilient. The long-term benefits of accountability: by practicing accountability, you not only improve your relationship, but also foster self-worth. Women value men who are introspective, who can take responsibility for their mistakes, and who have the emotional maturity to learn from their experiences. When you take responsibility, you create a relationship where trust, respect, and emotional intimacy can flourish. Moreover, being accountable helps you to become a stronger, more reliable partner. You develop a deeper understanding of yourself and your behavior, and over time this leads to more fulfilling relationships, not just with your partner, but with others in your life as well. Accountability ultimately sets the stage for long-term personal and relational growth. When you're able to admit your mistakes, learn from them, and make a conscious effort to improve, you become a better partner, friend, and individual. And most importantly, you show your partner that you are committed to the relationship and to becoming the best version of yourself. So start practicing accountability. Today, own your actions, apologize when necessary, and work on growing from each experience. Your partner will appreciate you more for it, and you'll feel a greater sense of fulfillment and respect within yourself. 99% of men are complacent with where they are. Women love men who continuously grow and better themselves. Personal growth is a lifelong journey, not a destination. Yet so many men reach a certain point in their lives where they stop striving for improvement, whether it's achieving career goals, finding a steady relationship, or hitting certain life milestones. Some men fall into the trap of complacency. They believe that once they've reached a certain place, whether that's securing a job, buying a house, or getting into a relationship, there's nothing more they need to do. However, this attitude often leads to stagnation, and worse, it can negatively affect relationships. Women, on the other hand, are highly attracted to men who are committed to growth. Women want to be with someone who is constantly working on becoming better, not just for himself, but for the people around him. They want a partner who continuously strives to improve, whether that's through advancing in his career, building physical health, expanding his emotional intelligence, or pursuing new passions and hobbies. The man who is continuously growing signals that he is adaptable, ambitious, and emotionally self-aware, traits that are crucial for maintaining a strong, healthy, and long-lasting relationship. Moreover, growth isn't just about becoming more successful or accomplished in the traditional sense. It's also about evolving emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Women appreciate men who are on a quest for continuous improvement and who are open to learning from their experiences. The importance of personal growth and why it's attractive. Personal growth can manifest in several different areas of life. It doesn't just mean climbing the corporate ladder or getting more financially successful. It's about becoming a better version of yourself in every aspect of life, physically, emotionally, intellectually, and even spiritually. For instance, consider a man who has a passion for fitness. He has set fitness goals, such as running a marathon or achieving a personal best in weightlifting. But instead of resting on his laurels, once he hits a goal, he continues to challenge himself. Even after achieving success in the gym, he doesn't become complacent. He actively seeks to improve by researching new techniques, trying different types of exercise, and pushing his physical limits. This is the kind of growth-oriented mentality women are drawn to. It shows that he is committed to continuous self-improvement and does not settle for mediocrity. Similarly, personal growth can be pursued in other areas of life. Let's say you've struggled with communication skills in the past. Perhaps you've been shy, introverted, or had difficulty expressing your emotions. A man who recognizes this and decides to do something about it will be attractive to women. He might decide to read books on communication or even enroll in courses to improve his public speaking skills. Instead of shying away from his weaknesses, he faces them hidden and works to improve himself. This effort signals that he is emotionally mature, capable of self-reflection, and willing to put in the work. To enhance his skills, personal growth isn't about trying to be perfect. It's about showing your partner that you're dedicated to becoming the best version of yourself. When women see that a man is constantly evolving and pushing himself to improve, it makes him more appealing, not just as a partner, but as a person. By practicing these 5 behaviors: emotional self-control, being present, showing empathy, taking responsibility, and focusing on personal growth, you'll not only enhance your relationships, but also become a better, more fulfilled person. Women love these qualities because they demonstrate maturity, emotional intelligence, and a commitment to personal and relational growth. So do it.